Hello and welcome to RacingNews365.com's Japanese Grand Prix preview. My name is Nick Golding and we're going to look ahead to the fourth round of the 2024 F1 season. But before we get on with the video, fancy winning some F1 merchandise? Subscribe to this channel by Sunday for a chance to win some Red Bull and Ferrari F1 merch. A winner will be chosen at random following the Grand Prix. To enter the competition, you need to subscribe to the RacingNews365.com YouTube channel. So what are you waiting for? Fancy winning some merch? Subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get on with the preview. The Japanese Grand Prix, as is virtually always the case, will be held at Suzuka, which first appeared on the F1 calendar in 1987 and is now regarded as one of the most iconic circuits on the calendar and is a driver favourite thanks to its fast and flowing nature. The track is 5.807 kilometers long and consists of 18 corners, the most famous of which is of course Turn 13, better known as 130R. Drivers always expect the unexpected at Suzuka, with there being a 50% chance of a safety car. Now, time for 5 facts ahead of this weekend's trip to Suzuka. Kicking us off, it's been 35 years since the first of 2 iconic incidents between Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost. It's been 34 years since their second incident, which occurred at the first corner of Suzuka. It's the first one in F1 history that the Japanese Grand Prix hasn't taken place in autumn. Another fact, it's been 21 years since a non-European driver won the Japanese Grand Prix, the last of which was Rubens Barrichello for Ferrari back in 2003. It's been 15 years since 2 Japanese drivers took part in the Grand Prix. This weekend, Daniel Ricciardo will sit out FP1 and be replaced by Red Bull Junior driver Ayumu Iwasa. Whilst Iwasa won't take part in the race, it does still mean that 2 Japanese drivers will at least be on the grid for FP1. But if you want to know the last time there was 2 Japanese drivers actually on the starting grid of the Japanese Grand Prix, then you've got to go back to 2009 when Kamui Kobayashi and Nakajima lined up on the grid. In terms of the timetable, there is good news, but there is also bad news. But let's start with the good news, and that is for those in Europe, you do get slightly longer in bed compared to the Australian Grand Prix. The bad news is that qualifying starts at 8 AM British summertime, whilst the race starts an hour earlier at 7 AM. It means a weekend lay-in is sadly off the cards if you're a die-hard F1 fan. Typically, the weather at Suzuka is very unpredictable. We've seen both rain and shine in recent years, and according to this weekend's forecast, it's no different. According to our weather partner We're Online, on Friday it will be around 21 degrees Celsius with a chance of showers affecting Friday practice, due to there being little wind to blow away the weather front. For qualifying, it is predicted to be overcast with a maximum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius with a chance of showers in the evening. For race day on Sunday, a westerly wind is forecast as well as high humidity. As a result of this, there is actually very little threat of rain for the race. Looking back to the 2023 Japanese Grand Prix, and the race took place under sunny skies with Max Verstappen having secured pole position ahead of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. As for the race, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton all collided on the way into turn 1 but thankfully escaped without too much damage. As for Perez though, he actually retired from the race before bizarrely rejoining to serve a penalty. After serving the penalty, he once again retired. As for the victory, well, any guesses who it went to? Max Verstappen was victorious, but it was Lando Norris in second with Oscar Piastri in P3. As for Mercedes, well, they spent more time battling on the circuit with each other rather than with the other drivers. Looking ahead to this weekend, what are the stories to keep an eye on? Well, will Red Bull be defeated again? If Verstappen wins this weekend, he'll be the first driver since 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher in 2002 to win at Suzuka across 3 consecutive seasons. However, to do so, he'll need to recover from his retirement in Australia. The Red Bull driver suffered a right rear brake failure, which resulted in a dramatic fire as he entered the pit lane. He has a great track record at Suzuka though, and secured the 2022 Drivers' Championship with victory in Japan. Suzuka is always a great circuit to go racing at. As a team,
We have had a lot of special memories here over the years, including winning last year's Constructors' Championship, as well as winning my second Drivers' Championship here too. It has been nice to have had a break with family and friends before the racing starts, and always fun to be able to spend some time in Tokyo too. The last race in Melbourne was unfortunate, and these things happen. However, we achieved 9 race wins in a row, which is an impressive feat, so we are looking to come back even stronger for this weekend. The team is feeling confident for Suzuka. It is an iconic circuit and it's always fun to drive. The track has a lot of high speed corners and high degradation, and we need to ensure that we optimise our performance where we can, especially with rain forecasted for this weekend. I am looking forward to getting back in the car and ready to fight for the win this weekend.
With Verstappen having not won in Australia, it meant Carlos Sainz was able to rise from the hospital bed quite literally to secure victory just 16 days after having surgery for appendicitis. Had Verstappen won in Australia just over a week ago, then he would have matched his record for 10 consecutive wins. However, it was Sainz, of course, who denied the Dutchman that record. What makes the Sainz story even more special though is that he is driving for his career, as Ferrari are replacing with Lewis Hamilton in 2025. Another strong result, or potentially even a victory for Sainz, would put him even more in the shop window for Red Bull, Mercedes, and possibly even Aston Martin. Let us know in the comments, where do you think he's going to end up in 2025?
That's what my management team and myself should do when I don't have a job for next year yet. So yeah, we're talking to pretty much all of them. It's just a matter of obviously going more into detail and seeing the more realistic options and what are the best options for me and my future, which I don't have any news for you or nothing to say here today. The only thing I would say is that obviously it's time now to speed up a bit everything, and hopefully we can get it sorted sooner rather than later.
Now, of course, whilst the Japanese Grand Prix is a driver and fan favourite, this weekend is a bit of a sad one because this marks almost 10 years since Jules Bianchi sadly had a horrific accident in the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix. Safety in F1 has come on leaps and bounds since then, in what is really the only silver lining in what is the darkest of clouds. Formula 1 and Racing News 365 will be thinking of Bianchi this weekend. There is so much to look forward to this weekend in Japan. Make sure you are following racingnews365.com for all the coverage of the Grand Prix. And what else should you do? Like this video, subscribe to the channel, especially if you want to be involved in the prize giveaway. We'll catch you later.